I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by royalty, Princess Lianna. Hello.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Princess Lianna. You may call me Leah or Lianna. My actual name is Lianna, but Lianna or Leah is fine. I'm a fluffy chinchilla princess VTuber.
Well, if you're going to be one, you might as well be fluffy. So that's a good way a good way to get started. When did you get started with the VTuber thing?
I think it was like last year in June, I believe, because I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary like June 25th. So around that time.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you get started because you saw other people doing it and wanted to give it a try, or was it?
No.
Yeah.
No, not really.
So how'd you fall into it?
Basically, one of my best friends, his name's Psycho Show. He's a VTuber as well, and he introduced me by semi-force. He would say otherwise, but he kind of convinced me, and I kind of loved it ever since.
So were you a fan of VTubers before that, or did you even know it existed?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely was a big fan of a lot of VTubers, mostly the ones in VJojo, like Iron Mouse and Zentreya and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is everybody. One of the things about the folks in that group, they've all got some experiences to fall back on.
Right.
They all come from different places. And what about your experience? Were you a person who wanted to get up and entertain people when you were younger, or did this come on later in life?
Honestly, like when I was like younger, I used to be in what was it? I used to be in theater a lot, and so I used to like love entertaining people and stuff like that. And mostly it was just to like make new friends and stuff too as well. So mostly stuff from childhood, like acting and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah. So you weren't afraid about getting up on stage in front of people?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, well, you got one up on me, because even at this age, I don't like getting up on stage in front of people. I talked to a lot of people on the radio, but I don't want to see them in person. So that's pretty brave on your part. So when you
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so when you went to this type of format, and it's got to be different though. I mean, you're by yourself in a room.
Oh yeah.
You're kind of talking to yourself, but you are also talking to people online. So what?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah. So how did you settle in with that? Was there any hesitation?
No, not really. I'm mostly in like actual like reality too as well, work in customer service. So like I'm pretty much used to it, and also I talk to myself a lot, so it's fine either way.
You're always able to keep up a good conversation when that happens.
Yeah.
Just don't get it mixed up, when you're talking to yourself to the people online, or people to people at the cash register. You're probably not a good idea either.
Yeah.
You start bringing up all sorts of stuff that way. So when you got in and got your own chat, was it easy to interact with them?
First, I was like really like hesitant, and like I didn't know what I was doing, because I was like, oh gosh, because like there was not really that many people, because at first I was a PNG tuber, and so I didn't have much of a following at that point.
Right.
Maybe like 1 to 2 people, and just like my friends were there, just to be there. But over time, I came more comfortable with it, and it just kind of grew with me. Even though I was nervous at first, because I thought I was gonna mess up or something.
How long did it take for those nerves to go away?
I would say it took like maybe like a couple of months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess you're still learning as you were going.
Oh yeah. Sometimes like I even like not having that many viewers and stuff like that. Sometimes I miss people's chats or whatever, and I feel bad from time to time. So I try to catch people's chats.
Yeah. Does it make it tough on you when you're doing when you're doing a stream, doing a game, and and then you look down and realize that chat scrolled by for a couple of times. You start feeling bad about it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Especially like I debuted recently on July 1st, and there was a couple of chads I missed and I kind of felt bad about it, and so I kind of went back towards it. Especially like during games, like especially like if it's like a shooter or whatever, I'll be like, "Oh geez, let me go back."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of tough. I mean, you want to be able to play the game too, and
Oh
uh,
yeah.
yeah, and
But you also want to be entertaining.
yeah. Well, entertain you just constantly die while talking to chat.
Yeah, there we go.
That's one way to be entertaining, but it's a little frustrating if you want to get ahead in the game.
Oh yeah.
So, what when you first did your first stream on your own? What
hmm
was it? Just an introduction stream? Did you play any games? What did you do?
Um, if I remember correctly, it was mostly just like an introduction of who I was and mostly a little bit about my lore and what I
Mm-hmm.
liked and what I disliked and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I played a game called Master Detective Archives, and it
Mm-hmm.
was like a Danganronpa style game too
Oh,
as well. So I mostly did that too. And then slowly over time, I just kind of like played that and like gained an audience too as well
yeah.
because of it.
So it's kind of like a Danganronpa type of thing where
Yeah.
there is a mystery and you have to it leads you a little bit, but not too much.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because let's face it, if Danganronpa you if they let you get too far off track, you're never catching up. Hey,
Oh yeah, definitely.
you're gonna die real quick, and you'll never see the wacky ends to any of those particular franchise games. Um,
Oh
so
yeah.
since then, what other games have you picked up?
Um, well, currently I've been playing for chat Final Fantasy 16,
Hmm.
which I'm really enjoying. I really like the gameplay for that. Persona 3 Reload, which is a game I loved to death and back. I love the Persona series, and Persona 3 was one of the first Persona games I played too
Hmm.
as well. And so it was pretty nice to actually play the remake and relive something I played in my childhood days.
Yeah. What was the difference? What was it? Was it a better made version of it? Did they add things to it?
I think they added like a couple of things. I'm not too sure. Like nothing seems a little bit different. Of course, the Persona 5 graphics attached to it,
Well, yeah.
but I think it's just because I played it before. It doesn't seem different to me.
Mm,
Of course, there's some like changes that they did to improve the game to make to have people like play it and enjoy it as well. So like
yeah.
basically those improvements made the game like 10 times better than it was originally, but like it's still really good.
Cool, cool. What other games have you been getting into?
Um, the other games I usually play is like Honkai Star Rail,
Mm.
Genshin Impact. I recently got into Withering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, so a lot of the gotcha games. I
Yeah,
try not to get into the gotcha, but sometimes it always just pulls me in, you
the
know?
the gotcha getcha, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
So how much has that cost you?
An arm and a leg, as I would say.
Oh, but people enjoy watching folks playing those games, and
Oh yeah.
it's a credit to the people who put those games together that a couple of those games
Mhm.
aren't exactly spring chickens as far as games go, and people are still picking them
Mhm.
up and starting over with them.
Oh yeah.
And that's a credit to what they're able to do. Now, the Zenless, the Triple Z game, which name I always get incorrect. Um, I talked to someone earlier today about that game, and they said it's similar but not quite the same. Not a whole lot of callbacks to the
No.
others. Um, so tell me what you think the difference is between Zenless and the other games.
Well, Zenless is kind of like a mixture of Honkai and like Genshin-ish graphics.
Hmm.
There's not really like an open world per se. That's why I kind of compare it to Honkai.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, the fighting style is very similar to a game I played called Closers, and well, kind of ish similar, but not too similar in a way to where I'll notice it. But other than that, because like I just recently started playing it yesterday, I haven't noticed many like it's a completely different game, of course, but
Right.
like there's nothing I can say like, oh yeah, this is compared to this and this is compared to that.
Yeah.
And they give you so many rolls too. I think they give you like a total of like 180 or something like that.
Good gravy. And just
Yeah.
to start off, 180 rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they good ones, or are they just like the same things over and over again?
I did get well, because you are guaranteed like an S rank character from it. So I mean, I did get one. I did get a couple 4-stars and stuff like that. But ever since financial issues and stuff like that, I try to be very free to play friendly as much as I can, at least.
I noticed you use the word try. I commend you. I commend your trying. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you have to give in.
Temptation is always there. Just one more pull. I get the same thing again.
Yeah.
It's the online version of the old baseball card collectors. No, I'll just buy one more pack. Oh, I got the same guys again.
Like Pokemon cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's as long as you're enjoying yourself, and obviously these are games that the chats enjoy as well. Which one of those? Let's say put 4 of them there together, the Wuthering Waves and Honkai and the others. Which one is your favorite?
I would say Genshin. I've played it ever since I first started 1.0. I quit for 2 years because it kind of got boring, and then when I came back, because I think Leeway, I know it wasn't Leeway, I'm sorry, it was like Inazuma came out, and then suddenly I was dragged back in. I've been playing ever since 2.0, basically.
Well, they keep adding stuff, and that's, I think, I've talked this before with different interviews, but that may be the way of a lot of games in the future, where they leave it open to add things to it rather than create entirely new games. That's kind of what they did with all 4 of those. They've kind of modified it a little bit to make different games, but they've also added to them to keep them fresh.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot easier to add something than it is to create an entirely new franchise.
Right. Oh yeah, and there's another game I've been playing too called Nikke too. I forgot to add that, but sometimes I kind of don't tell people I play it because it's it's one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly is a game. Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes, the sights to be seen in that game are something.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fan service.
And there's also. Right? I guess there's also like a game to be played in there, but I've never seen it.
Right.
No, but then it's another game where they saw what people like and they cater to it. So and they add things to it.
Right.
It'll be one that'll keep going for a while. Now tell me a little bit about the group that you're involved in.
Oh yeah, Love Chew.
Yeah, I've run across a couple of folks. We're going to be talking to a few folks from Love Chew, but tell me about the group.
Well, I mean, so far, because recently I just joined Gen 5, but they are a pretty, nice group of people. And they're just basically a bunch of small indie VTubers, and we try to support one another and, do collabs and stuff like that. But everyone is just so nice and like a saint to be with, and I get to be with one of my actual best friends too. So,
and which one is that?
Mira Moonfall is her name. She's the one that pushed me to audition for Gen 4. Unfortunately, I didn't get in. Tried the second time and I got in. So, as they say, second time's the charm, right?
That's right. Don't give up. Keep hitting the door with the bat, and eventually the lock will break. No,
yeah, I was joking about how I was like, "Let me in, let me in."
You're the scraping of fingernails on the door,
right?
That's how princesses work in this day and age.
Right.
Let me in. But now that you're in, you get a chance to. Have you been able to collaborate with folks in the group yet?
Um, no, I have not. I know that like a couple of them were wanting to collab, but unfortunately, the collab time is around the time I want to go on vacation. So
Mm.
technically, the only person I really collabed with was Mira.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I did collab with Lily too as well. She's from Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
We played a little bit of Identity V, which is kind of like a Dead by Daylight game, but
Mm-hmm.
more cozier, as I would say. So I did only collab with two members, technically.
You're the first person I've ever heard to date Dead by Daylight had anything to do with the word cozy.
Yeah, well, the game is basically that version of Dead by Daylight, but more cozier.
They should put that on the description for it in
Oh,
Steam or
yeah.
whatever. Dead by Daylight, but cozier.
Right.
That's a perfect advertising for it. Um,
Oh, yeah.
so, but you'll have a chance in the future to work with them more
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
and
think they have like collabs. I think it's like every 3 months or something like that. I can't remember how often it is.
yeah, yeah. But the great thing is when you join up with something like that doesn't that's not pretending to be something that it isn't.
Oh, yeah.
It does make it actually helpful to you as opposed to
Right.
something you want to run away from later
Oh
on.
yeah, I like I said, I really loved the group like Death to Back, and like I love every single person that's like part of like each generation and learned who everyone is personality wise. Like everyone is so nice and caring,
Yeah.
genuinely.
We're gonna lasso all of them on the show sooner or later.
Right.
We've got our traps set. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
but really, it's great that you're able to do that and
Mhm.
get. It's not like having a set group of friends to go to right away, but it does help you as far as
Mhm.
exposure and getting your channel out there to more people, and just that little bit of
Mhm.
support has got to be good for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. They helped me in regards to like, growing as like a streamer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Albie is a really good manager.
Mhm.
And I couldn't ask for more, honestly.
Cool. Now, as far as growing your channel,
Mhm.
what have you done as far as other platforms? I know you've got YouTube set up, right, for VODs.
Um, my YouTube is just basically my VOD
Yeah.
kind of archive. I put like every single one of my VODs there
Hmm.
just in case someone wants to watch it because unfortunately Twitch doesn't save it, especially like my debut and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been trying to lean towards more trying to get like shorts out there, but really Twitch is the only thing I use minus like Twitter
Yeah.
to, platform everywhere because I don't know how I feel about TikTok or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you always got to weigh the pros and cons with all of it, and
Oh yeah.
but you still have to market yourself if you want to expand your channel, and you have
Mhm.
to. And I know a lot of folks are using either TikTok or YouTube Shorts as kind of
Mhm.
advertising
Oh yeah.
for their channel. So um, the
Mhm.
problem is putting in the effort to edit and get all that
Oh
together,
yeah, definitely.
and still have what's left of your life afterwards. Uh,
Yeah, sometimes I get lazy and just I clip the Twitch. I use the Twitch clip as a short, and
well,
I'll be like, okay, that's good, fair. There you go.
hey, if it works, it works. I mean,
Right.
it's the biggest thing is attracting people over, and it sounds
Mhm.
like you've got a pretty good head on your shoulders as far as that goes, and a good outlook as
Mhm.
far as that. But as far as you just passed your 1 year. Um,
Mhm.
have you got any big plans coming up here in the near future for your channel?
As of yet, no, not really. I do plan to try and like change things around a little bit,
Hmm.
just so that way, like, my whole kind of Twitter seems more professional than normal.
Hmm.
I do try and plan to, collab with people more, of course, introduce new games and stuff like that, and maybe I'll try and wing it, some like ideas. I definitely want to do like crochet streams and stuff like that because I like to crochet a lot.
Yeah, my wife does that. Well, she did. Now she's having surgery on her hands, so
Mhm.
so it's going to be a little while before she's back into it. But uh, any types
Mhm.
of arts and crafts streams or cooking or anything along those lines, certainly
Mhm.
get their own type of following. Do you think that maybe you might have to get almost a separate audience for that sort of thing?
I don't think so. My current audience basically still watches like everything that, anything I do at this point in time. I do have like concurrent like chatters that do come back every now that do like appear every now and then and stuff like that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think so. I don't
Well,
think they'll leave. Hopefully not.
yeah. Well, what the thing is too, people who enjoy that type of
hmm
stream will hopefully cross over to the other one as well. I mean, there's
Oh
there's
yeah.
crossover to both, but um, yeah, sometimes you have run a kind of a risk of separating your audience a little bit, uh,
Oh yeah.
but it's a risk well enough that you should take if you want to do it. The whole point is
hmm
enjoying yourself, and it sounds like you are.
hmm
Um,
Oh yeah, I am.
yeah, yeah. This is what would you if there's something that you could have done differently when you started? What would it have
hmm
been?
Honestly, probably like planned out everything more because I know that like I was like hardcore, like scuff is real with VTuber life. You can never run away from it.
Right.
But like I was scuffing really hard. I was just messing up on things, especially like talking and stuff like that. And I was kind of like that with my debut for my 2.0 model.
Hmm.
And so I was like, dang, like no one like I was muted and stuff like that. So if I could do something better, I would probably have been like, hey, check everything, relax, chill out, do something.
Yeah. Well, that's technical stuff, but and that
hmm
sometimes you can't not afford, but you can't avoid that sort of thing.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely.
but as far as content and things you want to do,
hmm
you pretty much stayed the route you wanted.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I try and stay more towards the cozy games and JRPGs. I've been wanting to go back to cozy game Saturdays where I just play a random cozy game for those that want to join and chat. And usually I use those as an opportunity to just chat with everyone, get to know everyone, stuff like that. Maybe if they enjoy the game, they can watch.
Yeah.
I know that a few of the Love Chew members do stuff like that. And so it's something I kind of wanted to implement for a while. I just haven't had a chance to just because got busy and stuff like that.
Yeah. Stupid life getting in the way. Stupid life.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I mean, you got to keep a balance, but it sounds like
hmm
sounds like VTubing from somebody kind of chicken winging your arm and getting you into it has become a big part of your
hmm
life.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have so many people that support me, and my fiance being the biggest supporter ever,
Uh,
honestly. And he's a streamer too, and
mm.
so
What
like
do you
I
want to give his name out, or do you want to remain separated with that?
his name's Wolfer Stark, and he's grown a lot, and
Mm.
I'm proud of him every single step of the way.
Yeah.
And he's basically my biggest supporter anytime I want to stream or whatever. Because sometimes there are days where I'm like, okay, I can't do it because I'm burnt out or
Yeah.
mental health and stuff like that. So I try
Yeah.
and care for myself more.
That's the way to do it. And he better be your biggest fan, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's his job, for Pete's sake.
mhm.
But
Oh yeah.
now a tough question for you. Have you found it tougher to keep an audience going if they know that you are in fact engaged?
I don't think so. They don't find any um like problems with it
Hmm.
because me and him are not like most couples were like oh like lovey-dovey out in the public. It's mostly kept to like Twitter, like with like arts and stuff like that,
Hmm.
but we mostly just keep it to ourselves. So honestly, like not really anyone, at least like my mutuals, they don't really care that we're engaged at all. So
No.
but basically, anyone who does enter knows, and
Yeah.
if they don't, they eventually will find out if they go to my Twitter
Yeah.
or just find out in general.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't gotten any ridiculously stupid feedback from anything like that, right?
Oh
That's
no,
good.
not at all. At least not as of yet. Hopefully not. But if I do grow and that does happen, I'll tackle it some way or shape or form.
Yeah. I'm not asking anybody to do it, so don't. Just send it to me if you're gonna get mad. So, because I don't
Right?
care.
Yeah.
I don't care what they say, but it does come up unfortunately, and I hope that that's
Mhm.
something that you can avoid because it sounds like this is really set up for you, and this is
Mhm.
really right in your wheelhouse, this sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
And what would you have done 20 years ago if this wasn't here?
Um. Honestly, the same thing I do every day. Take over the world. I mean, I'm kidding.
What are we gonna
But
do today?
no.
Same thing we do every
But
day.
like, right? I probably would just be like sitting with my actual like friends I made. Like I have a friend group where we met like almost a decade ago,
Hmm.
and probably I'll mostly just be with them playing games and just hanging out with them if I didn't do this, honestly.
Well, that's good to know that you seem to be awfully well adjusted. We're gonna have to find something that's
Mhm.
going on, something deep in the background. We'll take a deep, darker look into the background and see what's going on. Something's got to be wrong
Right.
here.
Right.
No, I'm glad to hear that everything's going positives for you, and sounds
Mhm.
like in online life and outside of it, seems like it's been going pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate you coming on with me because I know that you got some things coming up and you want to get things done. But coming on is always a treat for me, and it's a treat to be able to meet you online and find out what you're
Of
all about.
course.
If when you got some big things coming up, let me know and we'll do an update for everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely. The one thing I want to like let people know out there is that the where my name came from
Hmm.
definitely is like the biggest like thing I like to tell people.
Yeah.
It basically came from my love of games. It came from a series called Tales of, so like Tales of Vesperia and stuff like that. So that's
Hmm.
where my name came from.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a lot of people don't really want to tell exactly where they came from, but that's um, enlightening. It tells you a little bit more about you that
Right. It's a
people.
nice story I like to tell
Yeah,
people. A good
yeah.
story to end off on.
Well, you got a good story, and we appreciate you sharing it with us. And
Of
folks,
course.
folks, if you want to check out see what the princess has going on, I'm just going to call you the princess from now on. We're going to have all the links in the description for the interview here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming on. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.